You know what, America? When did we become sorry? You know what? And I'm not going to let you be sorry. So if you're listening to this tape and you want to be sorry, you might want to turn it off right now. And what do I mean by sorry? Donald Trump said some harsh words the other day to the North Korean leader, Kim Un, or whatever his name is. And you got people on there like, how could he say things like that to him? It's only going to further provoke him, and it's going to further push us away from the North Koreans. So what? How much further can we get pushed away from the North Koreans? What is with this philosophy of let's appease our enemies and be kind to them, and hopefully they'll like us for it and want to form some type of... You got to know who you are dealing with. I'm so glad that Donald Trump is the president during this time, that North Korea actually have nuclear weapons. Because if any of the last three presidents would have been in office, Bush, Clinton, especially Obama, we would be getting blown off the map right now. The reason that we're even in this position is because the last three presidents didn't handle it up front. And their method of appeasement and kind negotiations and all of the other diplomacy they tried, you know, let's go ahead and sanction him. This man is willing to starve everybody in this country to develop his program. So the sanctions don't work. They just adjust to that. And sitting back trying to give them things and negotiate, unfortunately, don't work either. We are in a crisis, and we don't need a president that's willing to tolerate direct threats. And what makes me upset about it is I'm going, okay, first of all, have any of these people who are complaining about Donald Trump's response listened for the last, 2 or 3 years, the rhetoric from their president? Their president, every 5 minutes, I'm going to blow America off the map. When I get a chance, if America don't stop, I'm going to rain down a nuclear... All of this stuff this dude's been saying for about the last 3.5 years. And Donald Trump finally checks him and says, look here, man, we sick of the threats. You want to play games? He hit him with the Tony Montana. You want to play rough? Okay, man. You want to play rough? Let's play rough. Say hello to my little friend, okay? Okay? You know what the problem is, man? He hit him with a little bit of that and told him, you can go ahead and keep throwing these threats out if you want. But if we see any signs of you preparing to act a fool, understand, we are going to wipe you completely off the face of the earth. And some Americans got a problem with this response. This is the problem with America. If Donald Trump was not who he is, if he was one of the other sorry presidents, Kim Jong or Un or whatever his name is, senses that hardcore enemies smell blood. It's like a dog. It's like any animal that goes, you know what? I sense a little fear in this person. I think they're bluffing. And that is why I'm going to do what I do. When Obama was the president, and we threatened North Korea about going into illegal waters. And he said, now listen, if they continue to go out into the water, we're going to have one of our boats seize the boat and we're going to take it. That's what we're going to do. What did they do the next day? Sent the boat right out there in the water. What did we do? Nothing. And right then, I guarantee you, he was like, oh, fire up the reactors. Because they're not going to follow through with what they say. So when you look at an enemy like that, Donald Trump has enough sense to understand what type of man we're dealing with. He don't understand logical, reasonable conversation. He don't understand that I don't want to die, man, and you don't want to die. Okay, why don't we just put all this stuff down? Like Russia and China, they're threats, but they are logical thinking threats. They're going, okay, hold on, whoa. Y'all got nukes, we got nukes. This man is the kind of guy that if he gets nuclear weapons, as much as he's threatening us now, before he know he really got the stuff to wipe us off the map, what do you think would happen if he got hold to even more and better capabilities of destroying America? You think he's going to get less dramatic and aggressive? No. And so for anybody in America to say Donald Trump's words were too harsh, you sound foolish. Donald Trump didn't start talking reckless to this guy. This guy's been talking reckless for weeks. And he gets mad over the sanctions, and then he's talking even more reckless. So finally, Donald Trump did what any street person that has any type of wisdom did. He simply said, you know what? I'm going to speak the language you understand. You know, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you decide to get crazy. All right. And that is the type of language that makes it very clear to other countries, other leaders, and bullies like the North Korean leader that this man is not playing. Yeah, you might get a punch in, but at the end of the day, the results of that punch, the retaliation, is going to be way worse. And for us to adopt the mentality that as Americans, we can't talk harsh to mean people. What they're doing is they're allowing this whole generation to just be sorry. I mean, you remember back in the days of World War I and II, we could lose 20,000 men in a battle and not blink, and nobody was running around talking about this is, you know what? We were hardcore back then. We're proud to be Americans. It was like, you know what? This is for the cause. Guys would tell their girls, listen, honey, I'm going off to war. I have to fight for my country. And they go, I don't care, Johnny. I want you to go. And if you don't come back, I love you. You're my hero. And he's like, yeah, sweetheart, I'll be your hero. I'll see you in a couple months, hopefully. Yeah, it was dramatic side. It was dramatized back then. Everybody just war. But now everybody's hypersensitive, and this is a serious situation. This isn't a 9/11 Bush invading another country that we don't know what's going on. This guy has been very vocal about what he will do. And if we do not kill this rat while it's a baby rat, wait until it becomes a huge rat, and you're going to have a major, major problem. And it should have been done years ago, but they appeased him. They tolerated him. They said, let me go ahead and get through my term and pass this problem on to the next person. And now it's in Donald Trump's lap. And I'm so glad he's in the seat right now versus some other president that would do the same thing, which is kick the can down the road, tolerate them, accommodate them, and allow them to continue to build up more and more arsenals and make false promises to us about getting rid of it. Oh, yeah, we're going to get rid of it. We're cutting back. While they study, yeah, keep it going, rack in. So stop the whining. The president's job is to keep the country safe. We're not dealing with a practical, logical person. It's like having a pit bull. You know, they talk about, well, pit bulls aren't bad. It's how you raise them. Well, when you're raising a pit bull, you can tell the temperament. If the dog seems to be passive and soft and reasonable, you can say, come here, boy. No, sit, stop. No. If it seems to be a dog that's aggressive, you can't be like, sit, please. No, don't make me. All of that. So this guy is not a, well, let's be reasonable kind of guy. He's the pit bull that's saying, soon as I catch you slipping, I'm going to tear your throat out. So Donald Trump has to respond the same way. Like, okay, you might go for my throat, but I'm going to obliterate you completely. You understand those terms, don't you? So for those that don't think that Donald Trump's response was wise, maybe you need to spend a little more time just really studying human behavior, different personality types, and dictators. Those type of personalities, they don't respond to softness. And I'm glad we finally got a president that is not soft core and won't allow America to be sorry like a lot of the other liberals are trying to do, make us sorry. I'm not going to be sorry. I'm going to be like Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Look, we have the most powerful army on the planet. I can't believe North Korea. If they was to do this, we would completely obliterate them. We're America. We have the great. Love him. Anyway, all right, y'all, holler at us. However, I do hope this can end peacefully. And you know what? Those that believe in prayer, we need to be praying that something happens to where these guys just wake up and realize this is stupid. Let me get rid of this stuff so I don't have my whole country blown off the map. We don't want to see anybody die. But if it came down to it, we have to protect the homeland and we got to protect our allies. It might be tight, but it's right. This is Kevin Ellerby signing off.